Ever since the beginning of 2019, up until this day in 2023, I have posted over 600 videos onto YouTube. With every single video that I create, I try to make it as good as I possibly can. And in this video, we're gonna go through my most viewed videos of 2023 to see if we can find some sort of red thread that made these videos tick. Working as a YouTuber is something that I've found to be one of the most challenging things that I've ever done, because every single video that I make, I want to perform, but not every single video that I post is performing. Some videos do get hundreds of thousands of views, and some videos get thousands of views. And once the video is posted, it is up to the YouTube gods to make sure that the algorithm pushes this out to the right kind of audience. But sometimes the videos are not even good enough to actually be pushed out to an audience. And I think that when you are doing YouTube, one of the hurdles that you need to overcome is the fact that once you have a couple of those bad videos in a row, you still need to try to make your best videos to make sure that you get that one video that pops off, and then keep working on that way. In this video, I'm going to go through my 5 most popular videos during the year of 2023, and we're going to try to see if we can find a common theme with all these 5 videos and see if we can find what actually made these videos pop off. The first video that we're going to have a look at is Best FPV Drones for Beginner to Fly Cinematic. Let's have a look at the intro, shall we? I've been flying drones for over 6 years at the recording of this video. Everything from small drones to really— That's a very good hook. Drones. But when it comes to flying FPV drones, there's a special feeling to it. Something that makes you push every flight a little bit faster, good voiceover, a little closer to things. It's a very deep rabbit hole to jump into, and I've only been flying for a year. And as a beginner FPV pilot, I found it very hard to know where you should start your FPV journey. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. That's a nice hook. So looking at that intro, it's almost 30 seconds long, and it had me hooked the entire time. But the fun thing with this video is that I remember when I made this video, I called up a friend, Olle Nilsson, as you probably know, and I was like, well, I'm thinking about making a video about beginner FPV drones. And he was like, well, yeah, you should definitely do it. And I sat down, I didn't have any bullet points for this. I just had what was on top of my head. And I recorded the video in less than 30 minutes, and then sat down, edited the video, pieced everything together in less than 3 hours, and did the voiceover once the video was done. Because initially I started this video without the entire intro and without the voiceover, and then I felt like, well, this is gonna be boring. This is not gonna be engaging at all. So I need to have a better intro. And then I thought to myself, well, maybe if I just take a bunch of footage that I've already shot with the FPV drone and then make the intro interesting with a voiceover and make it a little bit over the top and see if that can make it engaging. And the fun thing is that looking back at that intro right now, it actually feels like I managed to sum everything up in the intro and get a good hook before you actually get to the talking points, so that you that are watching this video is going to be interested in what I'm actually about to talk about. We have an introduction here, and then we have a little bit more backstory, you know, summarizing all the FPV clips that I dropped in 2021 and 2022, and then just sort of compiling that into the talking points. And I think that making the video interesting with B-roll is what made this video pop. It's absolutely a good video. I'm gonna drop a link in the description, but let's move on to the next video and see if that intro is any good. Watch this before starting a YouTube channel in 2023. So this video has over 8,200 likes and over 177,000 views. It all started in 2018, recording videos for the fun of making videos. I was working a full-time job as a supervisor at DHL Express, and I never really planned on becoming a YouTuber. Fast forward to today, and I've been doing this as a full-time job for over 4 years. And that is why in this video, I want to talk about if you should start a YouTube channel in 2023. Wow, do you see the common thread here, or like similarities? It is almost exactly the same as the FPV intro. You have a bunch of different old footage, old clips that I used in order to make that voiceover interesting. And just to give you a little bit of backstory to this video, I shot this entire video in 15 minutes and I edited this video in 45 minutes. So that's a total of 1 hour. And then I just posted it the same day. There was like, I remember recording the voiceover and sitting there like, well, I'm just gonna try to make it interesting, try to make it sort of engaging in the intro so that people want to watch 8 minutes of me sitting down here and talking. And if you scrub through the video, you can see like, well, there's a lot of me just talking points, but there's a lot of value and tips in that video that made people probably think that the video is interesting to watch and learn a lot about how to become a YouTuber. Interesting. One thing that all these videos have in common is that they are using some very engaging music from Artlist. I've been using Artlist now ever since 2018, and to this day, they are my go-to place when it comes to music, sound effects, stock footage, whatever it is that you might want to have, because they got you covered. My favorite things are the music, of course, because without the music, I wouldn't be able to make these kind of intros. If you listen to the intro of this video, for example, if we take away the music, ever since the beginning of 2019, up until this day in 2023, it sounds kind of boring, right? But when you add in the epic and cinematic music together with a little bit of sound effects, ever since the beginning of 2019, up until this day in 2023, all of a sudden it's like a trailer to a Hollywood movie. But then again, it wouldn't be possible to do without the music. I'm gonna drop a link to the description to Artlist, and when you use that, you're gonna get 2 months for free when you sign up. If you're looking for good music, then this is a deal that you should not pass up on, especially now when it's Christmas. Check it out. 2 videos down, 2 similar intros. Let's move on to the third one and see if that has the same sort of structure. All right, which one is that? GoPro 12 versus DJI Action 4. Which is the best action camera? Oh. Oh. Your camera must be updated before you can use it. Looking at the 2 cameras side by side, you can see that the Action 4 is a little bit smaller than the GoPro, but not by much. And when you put them side by side, they are almost identical when it comes to the thickness. We have a battery slot with an SD card on the Action 4. Same thing goes for the GoPro as well. As you can see here though, the GoPro has a USB-C port on the same side intro as the battery. And when it comes to the Action 4, you actually got to flip it around to see the USB-C port. Looking at the bottom here, you can see that the GoPro has the classic GoPro feet, and the Action 4 instead uses the clamp-on. Something that I'm not really a huge fan of when it comes to this magnetic thing is that there's a little bit of wiggle. There's a lot of talk about the build quality. I like that. You know, the differences between the 2 cameras, like straight from the get-go. You're mounting it with the screw, and you can tighten this very, very hard. There's no opportunity to give you any sort of micro shakes or vibrations. GoPro with the battery installed. Everything that you might need about the quality of the cameras instantly. 143 grams. That's an 8-gram difference. And then we have like the 3D print. This is a fun video because I remember when I made this video, but we're 1 minute and 30 seconds in, and that intro got me hooked. And I remember when I made this video because I wanted to make it different. I didn't want to make sort of like the same voiceover kind of style, but I wanted to make a video that was jumping into the goodies straight from the get-go and not trying to postpone anything, not making it feel too dragged out. And what I like about this is that you get all the info that you need about the 2 cameras and the actual build quality straight from the start of the video. And I think that that is one of the reasons why this video generated over 200,000 views in less than 6 months. And then I jump into the actual comparison here, showing you the actual difference between the 2 cameras with the exact same settings. For me personally, one of the reasons that I did this is because I wanted people to watch the entire video and see the differences for themselves. I don't need to talk about the differences that much because I want to show you the difference between the two cameras. And then I had a lot of fun, you know, testing out the cameras in different scenarios and settings. And I actually recorded this video over the course of several days. Initially, I wanted to make the video just like in one single day, but then I didn't really got around to edit the video after day one. So then I thought, well, I might just take an entire week to see if I can make more things to include into this video. And when you take a little bit more time to make a video like this, it usually turns out better because then you spend more time in refining the process and making sure that the video is actually better than what it would be than if you just recorded it and posted it in one day. As many comparisons and as many different situations that you can use and utilize in a video like this, the better the video will perform, I think. But I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. The intro was a little bit different from the other ones, but it still managed to keep me hooked for the first 1.5 minutes. That's kind of cool. The next video is actually a favorite of mine, which is best drone for cinematic footage. Regular drone versus FPV. But I know for a fact that you should keep a look on this intro. Here we go. When it comes to capturing footage from a unique perspective, drones are incredible tools. Flying a regular consumer drone will allow you to capture things from the air simple and fast. Nice voiceover. But flying an FPV drone, on the other hand, will give you a thrill ride. Reactions, that's always good. How do they stand against one another? Footage. Well, revealing what we're going to talk about. To Iceland to help me sort out the difference between a regular drone and an FPV. A lot of nicely shot B-roll, action shots of the products. How's those shots turning out?
Fire.
Boom,
Fire?
jumping straight into it.
I love traditional drones, man. You just can't get this on FPV, man. Oh.
Okay, so capture that waterfall for me, okay? That waterfall. Make it look epic. I believe in you.
Just gain some altitude
straight into
right
action.
Here, and then get a little gimbal downward action.
A little bit of, you know, talking points in between, but not much.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Showing you, the audience, the results like directly.
Friends. Try to do this with an FPV, Peter. The reality is you can't.
Terry,
oh well,
fun dude.
Let's do it the FPV style then.
That's something. I think we have another 5 minutes maybe before we can get up into there.
Why is that?
I just need to check the under filter. Yeah, can I switch this?
If this were a Mavic, I could just crank my ISO if I wanted to, or stop the aperture
Terry
down.
with the commentary,
but
right?
you don't know anything about that because you love FPV.
I think it's this one. Let's see how it looks.
I think we're good. Now I feel ready.
Are you sure?
Cool. I think so.
It's like the third time you said this.
It's like there's some strong winds. Maybe I shouldn't send it.
Send it.
Okay.
Send it.
Okay. All right. Take the stance. Just get
He's got to check that we're recording on the GoPro.
Okay, we're recording. I'm having a hard time fighting winds. My drone is legit almost standing still right now. And on the side. Trying to
Oh man, I remember this flight.
So like find a way.
I was so freaking nervous that I was going to crash.
Here we go.
Take a look at this. It's like, could you imagine if I crashed up here? Drone gone.
Got some bird action going on here.
Oh, that was such a nice flight. I need to go back to Iceland. That's it. There's no place to fly FPV drones like Iceland. Just saying that. Okay, fun thing here though. Fun thing here. Looking at that intro, you can see that it's kind of similar to the one that we had with FPV drone as well. And same thing with the YouTube, you know, watch before you want to start a YouTube channel. But what I like about this is that it keeps me engaged 2 minutes and 45 seconds in. I invited Terry to join me on a trip to Iceland. The only thing that I wanted to do was fly FPV. I did not have this video planned out. So when me and Terry arrived in Iceland, we rented the car, we drove around a little bit, and I think it was during the second day or during the evening of the first day, I was like, well, do you know what we should do, Terry? We should do a video where we sort of like banter back and forth
and talk about the differences between FPV drones or regular drones. I think that the fun thing here is that when I'm looking back at that intro, I know that some of the things we staged to make it a little bit more fun, but that is also the magic of video, because you can make it look a little bit more fun, a little bit more engaging, just if you think a little bit about how it's going to come off in the video. For example, when I'm setting up my drone in the beginning, you can see that like we're jumping like, oh, I need an ND filter, and then, I don't know if I'm recording, that kind of stuff. But we sort of like made that because it was fun for the video, and it was fun because it's situations that would actually happen if you are stressed and if you don't know like all the different settings with your FPV drone. But we had a great time talking about the differences between FPV drones. And then I remember when I got back home and pieced this together, I wanted to make it as fun as possible and sort of like just have an enjoyable video. But one of my favorite things in this video is by the waterfall right here. I love this.
Why don't you see if you can make something dope out of that waterfall right there? I don't know if you can.
That waterfall?
I remember I was telling Terry, like, hey, Terry, can't we do like, I looked there and then I turned back and then I have my, pilot glasses on, and it's going to be like, it was such a fun thing. Interesting to see that the video and the intro is sort of like similar to what we've already seen. I'm starting to see a trend here. Let's move on to the next one. And this video is the most viewed video that I've posted during the year of 2023. And it is flying a $16,000 Hollywood drone DJI Inspire 3 review. What you're looking at right now is the DJI Inspire
Video starts
3.
directly.
It's a cinema-grade drone made to capture cinematic videos.
Footage
just
from
like
drone.
It's
Action
rocking
shots.
8.1K full-frame camera.
Nicely shot B-roll.
Hanging down from its gut. An FPV camera in the front, and multiple different camera sensors.
I was on my own in the forest shooting that B-roll, like trying to set up the drone and then bring my camera.
Time that you get. Oh, and check out this badass controller. Pretty sick, huh? Well, sit back, grab a glass of your favorite beverage, and get ready for liftoff.
That is a very good intro. And now, straight in to the goodies.
What I got in this box is something that is very, and I mean very, expensive. And I have no idea how to use it.
I've never used an Inspire before. And then you have the unboxing, so on and so forth, like everything. You get to see the entire process. I remember when I made this video, I wanted to make sure that the intro was going to be very, it needed to be spot on. And I was talking to a friend of mine and said like, well, I need to make this intro good because it's such an expensive drone. So how do we make the average Joe interested in watching this video about this drone? And that is where I sort of like went with the angle of making it an experience-based video where I took you through the entire process from start to finish of unboxing, testing it out, learning the controls and ins and out, and then finally making the end video, which is, the commercial for my Toyota Yaris. And it's very interesting to see that this video gained this many views because I did not expect this video to pop off whatsoever. But I love that I have, because it's like, I love this video because there's just some good times with friends, and that is also like the premise of the entire video. And then you have this super expensive drone that we're trying to learn how to fly. I would love to know, what do you think about this sort of video? Do you think that this was interesting? Or do you think that this was, I don't know. Thanks so much for watching. Really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, because I would love to see you in the next video. Peter from Sweden saying goodbye.